तीर्थानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। गुरु महाराज की जय। All glorious to assembled devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. This is Sunil from Hyderabad, welcoming all of you to the mid morning japa session. I thank all of you for attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. Now let us move to our next part of session, which is Sri Chaitanya Mangal class. May I know who all have joined the call this morning?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Tanvat Pranam, Satyodi Krishna Prabhupada, Maharajas, Radhas, and Lord Vaishnavas. This is Preeti Vaishnava Pasi. Thank you so much, Oma Mataji, for the beautiful chanting. Thank you, Sunil Prabhu, for always coming and volunteering to help. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Kirtida Sundari Mataji Dandat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much, Mataji, for giving us the opportunity to serve and all the ways to wonderful services. And once again, thank you so much, Uma Mataji, for a very beautiful recitation of chapter 16 Bhagavad Gita. Anyone else who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna Sunil Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devdasi from College Station, Texas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Vinta Mataji Dandat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and all glories to wonderful services. Haribol. Please keep joining.
Haribol, Sunil Prabhuji. This is Prahladan Das from Las Vegas. Thank you for your all association. You're always there helping us with all the slokas and other inputs which are very valuable. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Haribol.
Haribol. Thank you so much, Prahladananda Prabhuji. Thank you so much for your association and you help us so much. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining the call and helping us, Haribol.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Preeti Vilasne Devidasi from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you. Thank you for your wonderful services. Haribol.
Hare Krishna Priti Vilasmi Mataji Dandat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call every single day and giving us a valuable association. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Go ahead.
Hare Krishna. This is Bala Vrinda. All good is Shishya Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Balavinda Mataji Dandat Pranam. You're so young. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call every single day with so enthusiasm. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. Haribol.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devidasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna Yeshwamati Priya Mataji Dandat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call every single day and giving us a valuable association. Haribol.
Haribol, all glories to your services, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranams to you. Dandat Pranams to all devotees here. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Sumi from California.
Hare Krishna Sumi Mataji Dandat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call every single day and giving us a valuable association. Haribol.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Virginia.
Hare Krishna Neetu Mataji Dandat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call every single day and giving us a valuable association. Haribol.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. This is Ishwara Das from Edmonton, Alberta. Thank you so much for your services. All grace to all the Vaishnavas assembled here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Ishwar Prabhu Dandat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining the call every single day and waiting for your baking classes, Prabhu. That was wonderful. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, we will wait for Prabhuji
Okay,
to join
Mataji.
and then we can start recording. Is it okay?
Sure, Mataji. I wish.
And then you can maybe read Srila Prabhupada's quote.
Yes, Mataji. We still have a minute. If anyone wish to introduce themselves, please go ahead.
Maybe you can chant.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Always can I start in the meantime? Prabhuji will be joining and he has to start directly.
Okay, then wait for it. Yeah, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Dandat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. Today's class will be given by His Grace Ramgiridhari Prabhu on the topic Sri Caitanya Mangala-Sutra Khanda, chapter number 1, 64 to 73 verses. Before handing the call to Prabhuji, I would like to read the Srila Prabhupada quote for today. In the Vedic conception of Grihastha, householder, it is recommended that a householder shall see that even a lizard living in the womb or even a snake living in that house should not starve. They should also be given food. And what to speak of others? This instruction was given by His Divine Grace in the conversation with Professor Kotaswiki on June 22, 1971, Moscow. Haribol. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for enlightening on this topic. I'll hand over call to you.
हरे कृष्णा शिला प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदाम जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदाम. So we are reading from Sri Caitanya Mangala, where we are going to read from text 64 of the first chapter of Sutra Khanda. From text number 64 through 73.
73.
Pratame kahi bekata apurva katanam acharya koshai kaile garbera vandanam. First, I will tell a wonderful story, the story of how Advaita Gosai offered obeisances to Lord Gaura when the Lord was still an unborn child in his mother's womb. Prithivite janamala ila trijagatanatam sango pangeyata yata parishada shatam. Accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Master of the three worlds, was born on the earth. Pita Mata Balaka Palena Enamate Anna Prashane Nama Tuhila Harashite. The Lord's mother and father happily performed his Annaprashana, first grain, and Namakarana, name-giving ceremonies for their son. Balya Charita Katha Kahiba Vidhanam Shunya Charane Suni Nupura Nishanam. Now I will describe the boy Lord's pastimes. Even when he wore now anklets, the people still heard the sound of tingling anklets on his feet. Parashi asuchi deshe chale achambite apana maere jnana kahila emate. He would touch unclean things. Then he would speak bewildering words of philosophy. Puranari gana kahe bhujaite charitam tara bhole narikela anila tvaritam. To test his powers, the village ladies asked him to bring coconut. Very quickly, he brought it. Kukura shavakalaya kelana takuram dekiya sakala loka ananda prachuram. The Lord played with the puppy. Seeing this, everyone was pleased. Balakera sange kela khele rajapate gupta vejaha prakasha dekila yanamate. Balaka sahite hari sankirtana nrityam dekiya sakala loka anandita chitam. Murari Gupta saw that boy playing on the street with his friends. With his friends, the boy sang the names of Lord Hari and danced. Seeing this, everyone became blissful at heart. Enamate hate kadi dila tara bhapam yasu nile dure jaya amangala tapam. The father placed a piece of writing chalk in the boy's hand. Anyone who hears this pastime finds that sufferings and inauspiciousness flee far away. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakayam Chakshurun Militam Yenam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padayam Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are chanting some nectar here. The nectar of Lord's wonderful childhood pastimes. It is not easily accessible. It is not easily comprehensible, and not everyone will have the privilege to hear about the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his manifested Leela, he kept himself in a very secretive arrangement. Not many people knew him as Bhagavan. Because of that reason, even till today, many people are calling him as historical personality. So, the rarest choice that we have got to celebrate Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was made available by the blessings of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And in my personal life, it is also because of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. So, my Sashtang Namaskars and Dandavats to all the predecessors who has instilled me the love and attachment for Gauranga Mahaprabhu. For those who are not very familiar with Indian traditions or even knowing about Krishna and Vedas, for them everything is new and they get to learn. Once they have developed the initial faith, they get to learn them. But those of us who are part of a traditional upbringing, for us to develop attachment and understanding that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, we really need some blessings. In our current context today, we're going to hear some pastimes and anecdotes from early days of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, baby Nimai's pastimes, and also touch base on some Siddhanta. The very first one here, Lochan Das Thakura is referring about when the Lord was in the womb. As we all know, Advaita Acharya has been single-handedly being concerned for all of us. In fact, Jayapataka Maharaj would start by saying that Narada Muni cried for us in Dwapara Yuga when Krishna visited to Rukmani's house. And Narada Muni cried because he wasn't sure how people in Kali Yuga will be delivered. So Krishna assured that he is going to appear in Kali Yuga as Shri Chaitanya and was going to bring Narada Muni and Rukmani Devi. We all know this pastime, so I'm not getting there. Then our Advaitacharya cried for 52 years. He was crying for all the suffering souls who are going to suffer because of the evil effects of the Kali. So Advaitacharya's cry, Advaitacharya's latching on to his serious prayers to welcome Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to appear sooner. So what Lochan Das Thakura is doing is, in the first chapter, at least the verses that we are all reading today, he is giving a brief outline of all the stories that he is going to elaborate in Chaitanya Mangala. He is going to start with Advaitacharya's visiting Sachi Mata and Jagannath Mishra's house, circumambulating her, praying, requesting Jagannath Mishra to apply sandalwood pulp to Mother Sachi's tummy, and worshipping her. It was very surprising for Sachi Mata and Jagannath Mishra to see this behavior of Advaitacharya. Now, retrospectively, we can understand why he did that, but at that time, they weren't so sure why he's doing that. But Advaitacharya was kind of confident that Mahaprabhu is appearing, Krishna is coming, and all the promises that he has made, he is going to come and fulfill. So, whatever we just read today, they are all kind of like a TOC, table of contents, or a glimpse, a teaser of what is going to come up. How all Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his childhood pastimes and how everyone in Nadia celebrated that. So I will structure our conversation in 3 parts. First part is about a song composed by Vasudev Ghosh, which explains about the childhood pastimes of baby Nimai. I'll read the translation of the song. I've already shared the link in the chat box. In the courtyard of Sachi Mata, the child Vishwambara Raya plays, smiling and giggling. He goes from one place to another, hiding from his mother. Covering himself with his cloth, he says, I am hiding. Sachi Mata says to Vishwambara, I don't see you. holding the edge of his mother's sari, he dances about on tottering feet in the skittish manner of a wagtail. Vasudeva Ghosha says, such extraordinary beauty, seeing the child form of Nimai, the whole world becomes infatuated. If I can sing in the tune of what Bhakticharu Swami used to sing. Sachira Anginai Nache Vishwambararai Hasi Hasi Biri Biri Mahere Lukai Sachira Anginai Nache Vishwambararai Hasi Hasi Biri Biri Mahere Lukai Vayane vasana diya bale lukainu sachi bhole vishwambar amina dekinu Vayane vasana diya bale lukainu sachi bhole vishwambar amina dekinu Maere Anchala Dari Chanchala Charane Nachiya Nachiya Yaye Kanchana Gamane Maere Anchala Dari Chanchala Charane Nachiya Nachiya Yaye Kanchana Gamane Vasudeva Ghosh kahe aparupa shobha Sishurupa deki hai jagamana lobha Vasudeva Ghosh kahe aparupa shobha Sishurupa deki hai jagamana lobha Sachira Anginai Nache Vishwambararai Hasi Hasi Viri Viri Mahere Lukai. Thanks to Vasudeva Ghosh and thanks to Bhaktichara Maharaj, they have given in a very sweet, short Bengali song, helped us to picturize what we just read. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as baby Nimai, is tottering on his feet and is just playing in the courtyard of Mother Sachi. So many people, all the demigods, all the great personalities, they are witnessing this. They are not able to process. They are saying that we have never seen such a scene. Krishna comes, very rare to this material world. And that too, only in the material world, Krishna performs his childhood pastimes. And after Krishna's pastimes, only baby Nimai, we don't have Narshakadev childhood pastimes. We do not have childhood pastimes of various avatars. But with respect to baby Nimai, he kind of recreated the mood of Vrindavan. When Yashoda Maya used to play with Krishna and Balaram. When Yashoda Maya used to play with Krishna in her courtyard, how Krishna used to be naughty. We just read the verses how Krishna used to play naughty, how Krishna used to touch unclean, dirty things and speaks philosophy. So, as Bhagavatam explains, that scene that we did not get to see, we don't need to repent about it, because more than whomever have seen them in person, we have the privilege to enjoy them by hearing through the words of Vasudeva Ghosh and through the sounds of our Vaishnava Acharyas. The beauty of Krishna's pastimes is, unlike Chinese whispers, if you had played Chinese whispers, the first person says something and the last person in the queue, they hear something exactly, completely different. In Krishna Katha, in Gaura Katha, in Vaishnava's tradition, this is not the case. When you hear about Krishna's pastimes, more than seeing Krishna's pastimes, where it is told, retold, retold after retold, and in the chain, the more the chain increases, the more the mellow increases. The more we are going to hear from the parampara, the more we are hear from the Vaishnavas, the more we are going to enjoy the transcendence of this katha. Reason being that every time when somebody narrates this katha, like Vasudeva Ghosh has narrated, and Bhakti Charu Maharaj has sung it, and we are singing it again. So we are reliving those moments, and with our little bit of emotions, devotions, understanding, we are trying to express it. It has become one more version of Gaura Katha. The beauty of it is further getting enhanced. So Bhagavatam explains, when Mother Yashoda, even though she did not physically see Krishna's butter thief pastime, even though she did not physically participate, because Krishna never did such a naughty act in front of Mother Yashoda. But Mother Yashoda got the best test experience, and all the gopis would come forward and used to complain about Krishna to Mother Yashoda. And every time their complaint was some sort of a glorification. They used to describe Krishna. They used to glorify Krishna. They used to celebrate Krishna. But the topic is complaining. And every complaint will have love imbued. And one of the Acharya is writing that agenda was not complaining. Agenda was to come and see Krishna. Because Mother Yashoda was very protective of Krishna. She wouldn't want everybody to come and, gaze at Krishna like this. And as a mother, she was very protective. She doesn't want any evil eye. But Krishna's beauty is so attractive. How can you come again and again to Mother Yashoda's house to see Krishna? Mother Yashoda will get annoyed. So in the heart of heart, Vrindavan Vasis, Gokul Vasis used to long that may Krishna come to my house and do some naughty things. Some used to come to Mother Yashoda's house borrowing for sugar, milk, yogurt, even though they may have in their own houses. So my first reflection in this current context is, the Lord performs these childhood pastimes exclusively for his dearest devotees whose heart is free from envy, but whose heart is free from offenses. Reason, this explanation can be given in two forms. Anyone who hears from a bona fide source in a bona fide manner these childhood pastimes of the Supreme Lord, that was the last verse that we read today, they get purified. All the inauspiciousness flee far away. And another side of the explanation is, only when all the inauspiciousness have gone, we will celebrate these pastimes. We will enjoy these pastimes. We cry for these pastimes. That is why this is kept very secretively. When you see, hear, participate in such pastimes, you don't feel like asking Krishna some boon, but for asking, may this wonderful form of Bala Gopala be ever manifest in our heart, as our Saubhari Muni used to ask. So, my first reflection has got two parts. Part one is to explain how the Lord performed his childhood pastimes and captivated everyone's hearts. And when these childhood pastimes, when they are described by acharyas, I presume there are more and more details coming, which our Lochan Das Thakura is going to share. More details are going to be spilled, revealed. But to whatever extent the acharyas reveal, it's a privilege to enjoy Krishna Katha, because more than what we would have enjoyed when we were witnessed, we are enjoying when we are reliving through their words and through the songs. The second part of the first reflection is that to get this taste, we have to have a very clean heart, free from inauspiciousness, no envy, no aparadh, for us to celebrate Krishna. Or you can otherwise say that when you hear these pastimes from a bona fide source, inauspiciousness go away, so that we can celebrate Krishna. So this is just a celebration. How beautiful Krishna is, how wonderful Krishna is, how charming Krishna is, how special our Krishna is. And that is the same mood in Nadia. How special, how charming, how wonderful our Nema is. Sachiranginai Nate Vishwambararai. Is there any prayer in this? Please, give me that, give me this, give me punya, give me moksha, give me this, give me place. Nothing, just celebrate. I don't think so. Anybody singing Damodar Arti or glorifying Krishna, childhood pastimes, when you go and see Krishna, please may, only when you see, grown up Krishna, we can't ask. Little Krishna, we just celebrate, enjoy, beauty. Wow, so beautiful. So this is my first reflection. Second reflection is about a small pastime. I guess in the subsequent section, definitely this will be elaborated, but then I'm tempted to share this pastime. That how, when the Lord performs such humanly pastime, he tries to put a parda, put a very big screen in front of all those who are non-serious people to say that this is an ordinary child only. He has already covered himself by performing such funny, human-like pastimes. He is making sure only those who have the first reflection fulfilled will be able to enjoy. One time, Nimai, along with his friends, were playing, and suddenly they got hold of a few puppies. So all of them, the puppies are pretty cute. So Nimai picked up one of them and started to play with the puppy. He got so much attached to that puppy that he wouldn't let him go. When all the other boys, they were also trying to play with the puppy, Nimai would say, don't worry, don't worry. This puppy is going to stay with me at my home. Let us all get together and play with it. This puppy belongs to everyone. So all the boys thought, yay. Nimai was kind of a bossy guy, right? I mean, this, as we just say that, we just read that how his intelligence were tested by the ladies, by Jagannath Mishra. He would excel right from the day one. So this Nimai brought the puppy home and he tied the puppy to his chair. Sachi Mata was not in the house at that time. Having finished her household chores, she had gone out to bathe in Ganges along with her friends. So all these boys, Nimai and his friends, they couldn't control themselves. They were just simply playing with this puppy. Fondled with it, cuddled around, rolled, hugged, and they were all over it. Naturally, one puppy, so many boys. So small boys, right? They tend to fight. So they picked up a fight. So there was a quarrel amongst these boys, small boys. And finally, one guy, he stormed out of the house. Says, every day you come to play with us and then provoke a fight. So he just accused Nimai. You only, make us run after you. You provoke fight. You stole the puppy. I will see what I am supposed to. He left the house. On his way out, this boy saw Mother Sachi returning from the Ganges. Small boy, he went crying, ooh, chachi, chachi, ooh, kaki, kaki, whatever he want to call. The boy cried out and said, in a bit of anger and, complaining spirit. What did he say? Said, your son Vishwambara, you go. You see, what is he doing? He is playing in the house with a dirty puppy. He cuddles with it, keeps him on his lap, embraces him. Go and see for yourself. Instigating Mother Sachi to go and chastise our Nimai. Learning of this, Mother Sachi, she returned home quickly and found Nimai playing with his puppy on his lap. She did like this, banging on her forehead. She explained, Hare Krishna. What kind of a behavior is this, Baba? To all the animal lovers, this group, To all pet lovers in this group, pardon me. By all the deity worship standard, by all the Brahminical standard, by all the cleanliness standard, traditionally, pets have their own place in the house. Previously also people who had cow, buffaloes, and they had a completely different cleanliness standard. Unlike the way we treat our cats and dogs in our house, putting our hand into their mouth and all sorts of funny things. It's never been the case before. Brahmanas used to take care of poor animals, but they had extraordinary high standard of cleanliness. That is why one of the virtues of a Brahmana is cleanliness. So Mother Sachi said, "You are a Brahmin boy. What will the people say? You are a son of a Brahmana." I remember my father used to scold me like this several times. Because it is not about caste, it is about responsibility. If somebody is privileged to be born in a very cultured upbringing, it is not he is supposed to flaunt it around. It is that he is supposed to take responsibility and conduct. So Sachi Mata said, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" The challenge with mothers, for the mothers, is that they have to scold the child, but the child looks so beautiful, they don't feel like scolding. So how will they scold? They have to scold, at the same time, they cannot scold. Looking at their face, looking at their innocence, looking at their cry. So many times they scold and go and sometimes cry themselves. Sometimes they even beat them and go themselves cry. Mother Sachi had the same predicament. She scolded Nimai. She scolded pretty strong. You're a Brahmana boy. I mean, you're useless. Bringing in puppy, dirty puppy. The problem was Nimai would not let go of the puppy from his lap. He used to go everywhere. Wherever he used to go, he's carrying this puppy, go over. He used to keep this puppy everywhere. So, Mother Sachi thought what to do. He said, "Hey, let's do this. Nimai, you go and take shower. Clean yourself up. I will look after your puppy." Nimai wouldn't believe. But somehow mother is mother, right? Mother knows every techniques to convince the child. So Nimai, as much as our Lala Krishna, is extremely possessive of Maya, Yashoda, and Yashoda Maya extremely possessive of Lala. That bonding is super transcendental. The same bonding, that same Yashoda Maya, that same Lala is now coming again as Nimai and Sachi Mata, and that bonding, attraction, that love was so deep that Nimai went to take bath. Before going to bath, Mother Sachi gave a very good oil massage with fragrant oil, and she used to look after baby Nimai like anything. My God. It is explained that when the Lord used to take bath, when his body is smeared with fragrant oil, he used to be glowing like a molten gold, so shining. Anybody who's, just imagine, this is how Chaitanya Mangala, this is how Chaitanya Charitamrita and various scriptures describe about the Lord. You and me have not seen him firsthand in his moving, shaking and moving small childhood Nimai form. But those who have seen, they are given so finer details of how they used to look. You are able to imagine His Holiness Praladananda Swami Maharaj used to say that in our life, if at all imaginations have to be used, it is meant to be used to imagine the scenes of Vrindavan, Navadvip, Mayapur as we hear the pastimes. In one of the ILS meetings in Mayapur, Maharaj personally demonstrated that. So he read the spring season of Vrindavan. There's a chapter called Spring Season. And he asked all of us to close our eyes. And just as he is speaking, he asked us to meditate. There is to be wonderful scenic aroma in the air. There is to be fragrant flowers. There will be chirping of the birds. There will be peacock dancing. So he made us just transport ourselves over there. Whatever little bit of funny version of our beauty description. But we also have that description as beauty in our head space. So when we hear about this beautiful Nimai's beauty, Acharyas have described, he used to be like a molten gold, shining. His face like a millions of moon. So Nimai went to take bath, and Nimai was, as till he went to go to take bath, he was turning back and checking out if the puppy is there, the puppy is there, the puppy is there, puppy is there. And he went to take bath, and mothers are mothers. They don't keep promises, especially to the little ones. It's not that they are bluffing them, they are lying to them, but they are protecting them. So our, Sachi Mata released this puppy. So Nimai had a fantastic shower. He came back. As soon as he came back, he was asking for puppy. And what do you think Sachi Mata would have said? Oh, yeah, I just let the puppy go. She would say that. She said, I don't know. It was just here. Oh, he ran away. Don't worry. Nimai was started crying as if he lost some very valuable thing. Supreme personality of Godhead. Bhagavan is doing this. Who in this world, any philosophers will get attracted? Any atheists will get attracted? Any people who don't believe in form worship of the Lord will get attracted? That is why this is called confidential subject matter. Untouched by all those rascals. Because they're envious of God. Because their heart is filled with dirty thoughts. Because they have lots of offenses. They cannot even touch the surface of these wonderful things. It is only meant for all of us. So let us celebrate. Nobody is going to come for competition to this class. We can peacefully have this class for years and months and days together. Just simply talking about it, singing about it, crying about it, celebrating about it, meditating about it, enjoying about it, sharing amongst ourselves about it, expressing our love for Krishna about it, just staring at Krishna about it. That's it. Nobody is going to mock at us. We will all be in the same intoxicated state. As always, and as many times as you do, you will get the same effect. That's the beauty of this pastimes. So the Lord is crying. Sachi Mata is saying, I don't know. Finally, Sachi Mata said, let's go together. We will search for your puppy. Gaurari. What Nimai would say? Nimai was were, really, freaking out, crying. So she wiped Nimai's tears, put him on her lap, kissed him, kissed his cheeks, gave him sandesh, kira, banana, tasty dishes. Somehow he was, she was pacifying. Then they went to search for this puppy. But it is very important to be noted by Murari Gupta. In the future, probably we will read this again, where he says that this puppy who was in contact with Nimai expressed Ashta Satvika Bhava and much more than that. Like dancing and crying and tears were flowing from the eyes of the puppy. Who's, not like a normal dog would behave. And people, watched this and they were super surprised. What is going on? But suddenly, the puppy went in the middle of the, the road and with both the arms raised and left the body. It is registered as the first Jiva that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered in his manifested pastime. The puppy, the most celebrated puppy. There are some very interesting songs glorifying about Krishna's Vrindavan Leela, where the Acharya sings that even if I get an opportunity to become like a grass in Vrindavan, or even to become a stone in Vrindavan, it's okay, rather than being something else. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in his song Manasa Deho Geho, he says that even if I am given the position of Brahma, I would reject it. He says, Kita Janma Hau Jata Tua Das Bahir Mukha Brahma Janme Nahias. May I be born again even as a worm, so long as I may remain your devotee. I have no desire to be born as a Brahma, averse to you. The message is that this particular privilege of celebrating such a transcendental joy with the Mahaprabhu and hearing that, privilege should be made available again and again and again. And this puppy left this world. And may we all get this opportunity to celebrate baby Nimai. Celebrate to know this baby Nimai is not an ordinary child. Celebrate to know this baby Nimai is our deliverer. Celebrate to know this baby Nimai is not just any other naughty child in our streets. Celebrate this baby Nimai is hiding his transcendence from the so-called so many materialistic men who will just brush this off as any other naughty play. But thanks to Lochan Das Thakura, thanks to Vasudeva Ghosh, thanks to all our Acharyas, Vrindavan Das Thakur, Murari Gupta, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, etc. So many devotees, just because of whom we are able to recreate, relive, enjoy the transcendental pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I just thought I will share this pastime. And my last reflection, the third reflection in this current context is a philosophical one. I have shared that long time back, but I will recollect it here. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yadati siddhayet yatatam api siddhanam Kaschid Mam Vedi Tatvataha. A friend of mine gave a very interesting purport to this shloka. He says, in this world, by and large, people are becoming slowly atheist. Hardly 1-2% or very meager percent are becoming God conscious. And from all those who are God conscious, everybody thinks God is formless. Only a very meager, insignificant percent of them thinks or understands God has particular form. And all of those who believe in the Lord having a particular form assumes that any forms of the Lord is okay, interoperable, interadjustable. Only very few of that lot understands that the Lord is having a transcendental Shama Sundara form. So that is why Manushyanam Sahasreshu. But the story doesn't stop here. All those who believe that the Lord is Shama Sundara, a very insignificant portion of them know the glories of Srimati Radharani. And of all those who know the glories of Srimati Radharani, very insignificant of them, or hardly a very meager percentage of them, know who Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. Who Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is and for what purpose he has come. Very meager, very insignificant portion of them celebrate Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So hence, this Manushyanam Sahasreshu Sloka, if you have to apply it in the Gaudiya Vaishnava context, we can extrapolate and say that all of us who have love, who have affinity, who have understanding that baby Nimai, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is ours. We are his family. We are his students. He has come to drive away the doggish mentality of Kali within our heart. Kali Kukura Kadam Chadi Chao He Kaliyuga Pavana Kali Bayanashanam Sri Sachinandana Gao He. He has come to drive away the, he has delivered the puppy, but he will drive away the doggish mentality of ourselves. So hence, let's all get glued to these wonderful pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, simply with one agenda. What is an agenda? Especially when we are studying Sri Nimai's childhood pastimes. Don't get formal. Get personal. Don't get into the mood of asking something from him. Just to celebrate. Don't get in the mood of becoming technical. Just enjoy. We have so many deities, so many opportunities, so many temples, so many places. where we can ask. But when we are studying Caitanya Mangala, when we are studying the childhood pastimes of Krishna, we just simply celebrate, enjoy, and have our special moments of love and joy with Krishna. As Krishna explains, Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. How will you get Priti? How will you talk about his Priti? Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. One who loves and glorifies. One who is developing a relationship with me. Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam. So these are all the moments that we are helping ourselves to build love with Krishna, celebrate with Krishna, have a happy moment with Krishna. Gaura, Jai Gaura, say Krishna, say Jagannath. So that same Gaura is Krishna, is our Jagannath. Hence, let's make sure that at least during these moments of studying Chaitanya Mangala, we dive deep into the loving emotions of Krishna and start to love Krishna. Simply love Krishna. And then what happens? Krishna will immediately reciprocate with the love that we will never be able to understand otherwise without his blessings. So we will need that love reciprocation. And for that to be understood, let's be in the assembly of Vaishnavas so that the emotions multiply. Emotions, quarter times, 4 times, 8 times, 15 times, 20 times, let it multiply and overflow. And that is the mood of Sadhu Sangha. Bodhayanta Parasparam, Katayantasya Mam Nityam, Tushanti Cha Ramanti Cha. Thank you all so much. Hare Krishna. I'll stop here and take up any questions or comments from this particular discussion. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dhanwad Pranam. I never knew I had a dog, and it was a wonderful story. Very, very heart touching. The way you explain. Amazing nectarian class, Prabhu. Thank you. I don't have any question. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for so beautiful class and explaining the so beautiful pastime of the dog. And that was the first person who registered animal. Thank you so much, Prabhu. And explaining that we should not ask a baby name if we want to ask. There are so many deities around the world, you can ask them. And while reading Chaitanya Mangal, we have to just enjoy, we have to just relish. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji, you have mentioned that when you are reading this, when we hear again and again, we feel new and newer joy. But Prabhu, when there's always the same pastime which we hear, that thought comes, I already know this, it's boring, it's repetitive, and I become inattentive, Prabhu. So what to do in that?
It's not only you, many of us have this problem where we get technical or we become analytical, we become a little formal. So my 2 cents is that the reason why we are doing that is because of some amount of enviousness, some amount of arrogance within ourselves, ego within ourselves. There are several qualities we can keep talking about it. The idea of how do we enjoy is we participate in those Vaishnava Katha, Vaishnava Sangha, where such topics are narrated in a manner in which it has to be narrated. And I'm not sure, all glories to you all that you are giving some kind words to whatever I spoke. But I guess if you hear from those personalities, I am just repeating. I just heard this puppy story. I heard, maybe 5 times in my last several years. And the story of how, Advaitacharya worshipped Sachi Mata. I very clearly remember this was Jayapatak Maharaj who said the story in Mayapur Dham. The point I was trying to say is that all our formality, all our intellectual thinking, all our analytical thinking about this will get crushed. Will get crushed to powder and become useless. When you keep hearing this again and again, and you just simply hear this, the medicine is imbued in this diet. This is diet, this is medicine, this is air for your sustenance. When we keep doing this, I remember we had this Caitanya Leela cassettes of Jayapataka Maharaj. I mean, those days, not now. I'm talking about 93, 94, 95, those period. We used to play, Jayapataka Maharaj Chaitanya Leela class. So one of the beauty of his classes, he will narrate as if he has seen it. And same way with Radhanath Maharaj, same way with, whomever I've heard this class. One time we were in Radha Gopinath temple, and Radhanath Maharaj gave a 2-hour class on Jagai and Madai pastime. I swear on the name of God, everybody in that room cried, at least most of them. Because that is why they say, just by simply listening to this pastime, all the quotients, intellectual, analytical, all formal quotients will be crushed. You simply have to enjoy and cry. And that is why last week I mentioned, I sang the song, this Parama Karuna song. In that Lochanadas Thakura is singing. What is singing? He's saying that even birds, Pashu Paki Jude, Bhashana Vidare, Suni Jar Gunagata. But Lochana Dasa, regrets. Samsare Majia Rohili Podia, Sepada Nahilo Asa, Aparna Karama, Munjaye Samana Kahoy Lochana Dasa. I am entrapped by sense gratification. I do not have attraction. So, my dear Lord, please somehow bestow your benediction. So, my point is, I do not know if there is any other solution for enjoying this Krishna Katha, but for keep hearing it again and again. So, the medicine is keep hearing, keep hearing, keep hearing, and you'll develop the love. I'll tell you one small statement which might sound illogical, but I will state it. And I have experienced this. When Krishna Katha heard from a bona fide source, when the sound vibration emanating from the lips of a bona fide devotee, when they hit your ears, even though you do not understand every bit of whatever he has spoken, the effect of it is still experienceable. In a sense, even if some Chinese is giving a Chaitanya Mangala class, you may not technically understand anything, but you just simply sit there and hear the sound vibration. That sound vibration is transcendental. It will give an impact in our heart. What is the pramana of what I am saying? The pramana is the Brahmana, illiterate Brahmana in Srirangam. He did not study Bhagavad Gita. He did not know to study Bhagavad Gita. But he held Bhagavad Gita and cried because he understood the essence of it. If I live in a no man's or in a foreign land where people don't know the language, still I can communicate my emotions. When there's a fire, when there is an emergency, when there is a help needed, I don't need language. I can express emotions. These leelas, these transcendental pastimes are not meant for philosophical insights. They're meant for giving emotional rasa. So even if you don't understand, Just keep hearing. I am sure, not I am sure, it is confirmed that these sound vibrations have got a very therapeutic effect. I didn't say this. That was the last verse of today's reading. Where anyone who hears this pastime finds that sufferings and inauspiciousness flee far away. You may ask, it is not yet fled, Prabhuji, but you may not know how much it has fled away. So one day you will celebrate because every day some dirt is getting washed away. Hare Krishna. Any other questions or comments?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji, I have noticed that as you said, we should hear the same pastime again and again. Prabhu, in that what happens is, okay, I'm hearing, but Prabhuji, the pastime which I heard already many times and I'm hearing, in that like mind is completely distracted, Prabhu. Pastime is going on in background, but I'm thinking something else. And if there is lecture which I never heard it first time, in that I'm attentive Prabhu, a little bit. How to deal with that distractedness, Prabhu.
The idea is that it's a typical human tendency because we are very much into gathering excitement and what do you call us varieties. I think one of the sessions I mentioned this. There's a very interesting psychology. When you hear the same thing again and again, first time, second time, third time, fourth time, it may just be a sound vibration hitting your brain and going away. But fifth time, sixth time, it goes to brain. Seventh time, eighth time, I'm just giving number for just a quantitative explanation. It's not just numbers, it's varied from person. So from brain, it goes to heart. From heart, it goes to consciousness. What happens is that when we are tuned up to varieties and technical informations alone, then we want new tune, another tune, another tune, another tune. But sometimes if we kind of practice ourselves and keep hearing, we will get, I would use the word trained, not conditioned. You would get trained to go deeper, to understand deeper. Hanumat Prashik Maharaj used to say that all the time. He says that nectar of devotion or nectar of instruction can be taught to newcomers as well as to Bhakti Sarvabhaumas. The same script, the same text that is taught for a newcomer can be explained in a very, very wonderful manner. Depends upon your maturity. So your challenge is not your challenge alone. But again, I'm repeating, the solution is that when it gets distracted, still you force yourself. It is like this. I am in a room. Next 4 hours, I can't leave this room. I have to put up with this room. And after a point in time, I start merging my thought process with this room. This is called conditioning. But if the same scenario is applied in Krishna consciousness, it is called tuning in. It is called vibrating together. It is called celebrating with. Otherwise, 8 hours in Tompkinson Square Park, Srila Prabhupada, how he could sing one single tune. And those of us who had the habit of used to hearing that for long hours, whole day, we can hear the tune of Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Same tune, whole day you can hear. Why? There is a relationship with the person, and there is a transcendental sound vibration of that person, and you have love for his vision and mission. Slowly, slowly, we will get there. And no, don't go anywhere else. Just stay put to that Sangha, which can give you experience of transcendental sound vibration. Okay?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. It's really helpful. Dear devotees, if you have any further questions or realizations, please go ahead. If there are no more questions, we can end the call for Prabhuji's permission.
I just want to say that sometimes to have discussions on these topics, it is all the more important that we give, I would say, attention and importance, because both the speaker and as well as the audience need to transport themselves to another paradigm. Giving a philosophical class is not so difficult. You can logically explain. But giving an emotional sharing of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime, Krishna's pastimes, Rama's pastimes, we need to be prepared to not expect new information, not expect something new that I don't know. You expect, how do I enjoy? How do I transport myself to that consciousness? How do I imagine? How do I celebrate? How do I develop my love? As I told you, some challenge for Indians, especially from a very religious upbringing, for us to develop attachment towards Gauranga Mahaprabhu is not so easy. People who love Krishna, but loving Gaura needs some character, some sort of an participation and blessings. And I'm very happy that Bhakti Sangha Japa group is facilitating for that. All glories to the organizers. Hare Krishna. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for wonderful realization. In the chat, devotees are thanking you, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, once again for a very beautiful class, and we look forward to your association again in the near future. Dear devotees, not to say obeisances, Prabhuji. Vancha
kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Namo Namo. Hare
Jai
Jai. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Jai.
Jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.